Well, you can expect this week's political headlines to be dominated by budget talk. Republicans and Democrats are locked in a stalemate over proposed budget cuts. And if they don't reach an agreement by Friday, we're looking at potential government shutdown. Last hour, I spoke with Republican Congressman Marlin Stutzman, who defended the GOP's call for deeper cuts.
I think that it's time that we draw a line in the sand. It's not that we're cutting money out of the budget that is currently funding current programs. This is money that is sitting there. It's appropriated to be spent, but it's not going to be a drastic or draconian cuts like a lot of people are trying to scare the American people with.
All right, so joining us now is Democratic Congressman Brad Sherman from California. He's also a member of the House Financial Services Committee. Sir, what's your first response to Congressman Stutzman, your colleague?
Well, I think we've pretty much reached an agreement at $33 billion. When I say we, I mean the moderate forces in Congress, all the way from Brad Sherman to John Boehner. He may not be a moderate, but that far to the right. What you have is a problem with the Tea Party demanding that we go way beyond even the position of the traditional Republican Party. And if the Tea Party captures the Republican Party, we're probably going to see a government shutdown.
The Republicans are saying that they are pressing for these deeper cuts because of our nation's financial problems, specifically our debt. As a member of the Financial Services Committee, aren't you concerned about the swelling debt of this nation as well, and what is not being done about it?
I think I'm a lot more concerned than most Republicans who are speaking. I'm so concerned that we need cuts in our spending, we need changes to our entitlement programs, and we need revenue. To anyone who says that they're serious about the budget deficit, who's not willing to talk about entitlements, spending, and revenue, isn't really serious.
So in your estimation, do you feel like Republicans are in a chokehold with Tea Partiers?
You know, I could see us moving, we're very close to a deal, moving that deal to the floor. I think it would pass with moderate votes. Some extreme on the right and some extreme on the left would vote no. The problem is, can Boehner do that without a rebellion and a threat to his position in the Republican Party? I think a $33 billion cut continuing resolution would pass the House and pass the Senate. But the question is whether Boehner will bring that to the floor.
And what specifically would you want to see changed when it comes to the talk about the changes coming to Social Security and Medicare?
Well, I'm certainly against this idea of voucherizing Medicare. I think that we have a system that seniors rely on for their health and the health care they need. With Social Security, the one idea that sounds the best but I think is the worst is the idea of means testing Social Security. Because in order to save any significant amount of money, you have to cut benefits from working people who have saved for their retirement. What message does that send to people in their 40s and 50s? It says if you save for your retirement, they're going to reduce your Social Security check. We need the middle class to save. We can't have a nation where all the wealth is in the hands of those at the very top.
Aren't you also worried, because I asked this of your colleague, Representative Stutzman, aren't you also worried of the message that's being sent to the American people with the fact that these extensions just keep getting put on and put on for the hard work that needs to be done? I know for so many of us that work in high-pressure jobs and business jobs, or where we have deadlines, we're demanded to produce. So how can you justify the fact that these extensions keep getting pushed forward, and here we are into April trying to balance the budget for this year?
Well, I think there are some who came to Washington telling people that the federal government can't work, and now they're here proving themselves right. The fact is, though, that the federal government shouldn't have passed these bills back by October 1. We should have passed these bills back in July. The press needs to concentrate not only on the fights over the hot-button issues, but also, is Congress, is the administration running the government in an efficient way? And if you're running a government department and your year begins October 1, you'd want to, in the summer of last year, what your budget is so that you can lay out your programs and manage things efficiently. Anybody in private enterprise that has a major division tells them what their budget is months in advance, not 6 months after the year's begun.
Yeah, and we still haven't even gotten to talk about 2012 yet.
Right.
Sir, it's good to have you on. We appreciate your time. Representative Brad Sherman of California. Thank you.
Good to be with you.
The trial of Italy's